welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I am your host, Anthony Hernandez.
And I'm your other host, Phil Maynard. Today we're going to be talking about the episode The Nuclear Man, which is episode 14, I believe? No, 13. Episode 13 of The Flash.
So what, we 2 episodes now from time travel?
Yes.
This episode, they confirmed time travel, though.
Yes, in a way they did, but they didn't fully say time travel.
They more like just hinted,
time travel is possible.
There's
that's
proof
pretty
that
much what they said.
Future Barry is in past Barry's life.
Yes. Which, it could be Wells, and I can get into... I know... Like, anybody who listens to this podcast has heard all, the 20 theories I've had of who Wells is. And lately, I've just stopped at who it is. I'm just saying he's Harrison Wells. But, it was brought to my attention a couple times that maybe it is Barry from the future. That theory popped back up in my head again. But I could talk about that later in the episode when that happens.
I'm just thinking they would notice that someone looks identical to Barry. You know what I mean? Like a 10-year-old version.
Wells looks like Barry.
He does kind of look like Barry, but it's just I feel like they would come to that conclusion sooner than now.
Maybe not.
Maybe he's... I don't know. This episode really hints at with that whole where he feels the back of his neck and has the Flash ring.
Exactly. Because as of right now, even Flash doesn't have that ring. And I don't remember... Reverse Flash ever having the ring in the comics, do you?
Wouldn't it be some sort of twist if he was like Impulse?
That was another theory that I've had, that he's Bart.
Yeah, because it's hinted that Bart, is ill because the Speed Force is actually making him weak.
Yes.
And he doesn't have control of it like Barry does, so it would make sense he'd travel back in time to see the guy who has no problem with the Speed Force and see how he does it.
And see how he can get it from him, or whatever.
I mean, that'd be a big twist. That'd be like...
Hey, Gramps, I need your powers, sort of. Mine are starting to fade because you used it all.
Gramps, you're older than me. But, I mean, no one really knows what's up with Wells. I've been trying to figure it out, too.
Yeah,
I look up all this comic stuff, and it's like nothing relates to Wells. Wells doesn't exist.
Yeah. There is no Wells in the comics. There's lots of different characters that Wells could be. But there's no, this person is Wells. It's impossible to figure that out.
I can't find a Wells, just a straight character Wells in the...
Dude, everyone has searched Harrison Wells DC on Google at least 40 times.
What if his name's an acronym for something? I mean, if all you guys listen out there and you're really good with word games, write his name down. See if it's an acronym for something else. Like they say Alucard when he's disguising he's Dracula, which is Dracula.
Alucard?
Yeah, which is Dracula backwards.
Yeah, it took me forever to figure that out because I don't watch anime, and Eric would use that name to mess with me all the time whenever we would play D&D or stuff. I want my name to be Alucard, and I'm just like, oh, okay, just going about, and then Sarah and Jessica, they pointed out to me one day.
This Dracula spelled backwards.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I learned it from actually watching Batman versus, it was Batman versus vampires, and he was fighting Dracula, and he called himself, Aldecart, and I was like, oh. Then Batman figures out, the greatest detective in the world figures out way later than he should. That's Dracula spelled backwards. Hey, if it went to me, I can't spell, I would never figured it out. Even when he revealed he's Dracula, I still wouldn't have figured that out.
So, we got a couple of people who posted into the Speedforce spoiler page. For those of you who do follow us on Facebook, we do a thing every week where on the day of the new episode of Flash, we don't want people spoiling stuff on the Facebook page. So, I create an event each week for people who do want to talk about stuff that night. If you're in a different time zone and you don't want to hear anything yet, you can wait till after the episode has aired for you, go onto the page, and then you can talk to everyone who's already seen it, and then you can all have discussions. Now, that's where a lot of people speak with us, and we get to read their stuff on the onto the podcast. So we got a couple of people here. Adam Van Wert wrote, I'm not familiar with the Flash comics. Who's the army guy? The army guy is General Eiling. He was in the episode Plastique, where he was the general who was going after the woman who could touch things that exploded. Interesting things about that episode, if you don't remember it from that, it was a milestone because it was the first episode that Barry ran up a building and Barry ran on water. next up.
Oh, I like this.
Oh, I was gonna save this for the actual episode we talk about this one, but if you want to talk about it
I
now.
kind of want to talk about it.
Okay.
This is probably the biggest. It's so dumb, but it's the biggest thing in this episode that isn't related to the Flash. Like, yeah, he says it. But Alan Dukes, flame on, breaking copyrights or something. So yeah, in this episode, flame on is used when Firestorm. Flame on.
Well, he didn't actually say it. Barry was like, Professor Stein, please don't flame on.
It's like, we've all been thinking it.
Yeah, Anthony has said it multiple times in the podcast.
I've called him Johnny so many times.
And this is not going to help whatsoever.
His name rhymes with Johnny.
Yeah.
His name is Ronnie.
There is a chance that DC may have ripped him. There's a chance. Because...
ripped him off from Fantastic Four?
Yes. One of the things that... one of the most famous characters that Marvel ripped, though, is Deadpool. Marvel ripped that straight from Deathstroke. Even their names are exactly the same. Slade Wilson is Deathstroke, while Wade Wilson is Deadpool.
Well, it's like two competing companies, something like this, superheroes, it's like one has a great idea, the other wants to also do their own spin on it. That's the fun part about being comic book fans, is you could do that. Make your own spin-off series.
Another person posted, Stephen Yip. Great episode. So many cliffhangers. I don't know the character Firestorm in the comics too well. Will the device allow the two personalities to switch at will? Now, with that, and Cisco being a part of the investigation, awesome. Now, with the whole Firestorm and the dual personality thing, do you know much about Firestorm in the comics?
Well, not that much, but you were showing me a picture of how, Stein is like a projection now, and then Ronnie has... See, there it goes again. Ronnie has control of his body again.
Well, he's not actually a projection.
Like, what is he?
No, that picture was what Ronnie does see. This picture down here.
Yeah, like, just to him.
This is what he sees.
For all of you guys thinking about what we're talking about, it's actually on the event page.
Yeah, it's on the event page. Every week for the event page, I find a comic book drawing of the actual comic books of what the main focus of the episode is. Mainly, I'll get the villain of the week, who it's going to be. But this week, since the villain of the week was technically Firestorm, and he's a good guy, it was kind of weird getting
kind of character of interest.
Yes. You know? So I had to use Firestorm as the drawing. And I actually got one not from the comics, but from, I think this is Justice Friends. From like way back, or the Super Friends back from like the 1970s. I think this is artwork.
And it shows Stein is like a ghost head.
Yeah. In what happens when the Firestorm, what is it? Dragon Ball Z, I think that's where they do the fusion thing.
Oh, yeah, the fusion dance?
Yeah. So what they do, for those of you who know Dragon Ball Z, they do a little dance together, and they fuse bodies.
This is coming from a man who's never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, sorry.
They do the fusion dance, and they fuse Goten and Trunks and become Gotenks. I think this was called Gotenk. I haven't seen it in a while. But it's like, it's a fusion of both their personalities together. But in this situation, they're two separate personalities.
Yes, it goes into Ronnie's body. Ronnie's in control. And the only difference is Stein is there to tell him, do this, do that, sort of thing. It's kind of the way that this episode was run. Except not with, how do I say this? It wasn't Stein in the background. It was Stein in Ronnie's body with Ronnie in the background. Now, if you flip the mind of Ronnie and Stein, that's how the comics are usually.
Yeah, but they don't have that struggle. It seems like they are separate personalities, not fighting with each other.
Now, in the comics, the device kind of helps them control the power. They have the ability to be in separate bodies whenever they want. I could spoil what happens in the next episode, but I don't want to really.
What they call it? They said it was an atom splicer, or
it's a splicer. Is what it's called.
It seems what I'm getting from it is that it's actually just separating both their consciousness, so they're not conflicting and trying to merge. Because you can't merge, because Wells was talking about how Ronnie's body was rejecting Stein like a virus.
Yes.
So this would just separate them from that.
Yeah, it would help them be able to be more in control, is what it would do.
Yeah, but yeah, with the whole Dragon Ball Z reference though, like, it's a fusion of both their personalities. There's no confliction whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, But it's tight. Watch Dragon Ball Z if you guys get a chance.
I don't watch it. I'm not an anime person. Sorry for all the fans out there who now hate me because I don't watch anime.
But it taught me the most valuable lesson of all. If you scream really, really loud, you will get stronger.
And your hair grows larger.
Yeah, guaranteed.
You get more hair.
So if you're balding, or you want to be more powerful, or both, just scream until your throat bleeds.
Yeah. So help to everyone out there.
Yeah.
I think we have another one right here from Alan Dukes again. Really? How convenient she bought the mirror.
Yeah, that was just a screenwriter's dream. You know?
Yeah, that was pretty much just what that was how they filled the plot hole with to make it.
They're like, how do we make this?
He has to have this projection. He needs to be able to figure this out. How can we do this? How about a mirror? And the lightning hit it, and it was like a photograph.
That works. Write it down.
Write it down. Get it in the script. Yeah, someone go buy a mirror from the prop store.
It's 2 a.m. I'm tired. We're doing this.
Oh my gosh.
Who would figure this out? Let's just make Cisco join him. That's how the whole episode was made, I bet.
That's the only reason Cisco was a part of this, probably.
What was Cisco doing before? Oh, he's just standing there looking funny. All right, then let's just put him with Joe.
He made like 3 jokes this entire episode so far. What do? We haven't worked with Joe. We never had them work together.
Well, that's excellent. Then we can give him 2 T-shirts this episode. There we go. See, we can write for the Flash.
Oh my god, I want to write for the Titan show that's going to be on TNT. Yeah. I would love to do that show. I think
you'd be a good Beast Boy. I think you'd be a better actor.
They're probably not going to have Beast Boy in the show.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Just jump in.
just show up on set one day all green or red, depending if you're going with the new 52 Beast Boy or not. But just show up. What's up, guys? They go like, what are you doing? I'm Beast Boy. Call me Garfield.
You're in the wrong series, Hulk. You're too small.
Thanks. I'm such a tiny person.
No, they would kill their budget in 1 episode of Beast Boy.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't even be able to continue the show. Just checking that we have subtitles on.
And then the sound is off.
Sound is off.
Okay, I don't think you guys want to hear the episode while you're watching the episode, listening to us talk about the episode.
It'll just get so annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't think we legally can have the episode playing for them to hear.
Yeah, I know we can't.
Or else if CW or Warner Brothers or any of those fun people who work at great companies, please don't sue us.
And if you do, make sure it's under $20 because really we couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're still looking for sponsorship from Dr. Pepper, so that we'll sponsor. Yeah, we could use that.
Yeah, definitely. I like Dr. Pepper.
I know, right?
Or McDonald's. I'm loving it. No.
I like how you say it not in the actual tone, so in case they don't want to sponsor us, I can't sue us.
Yeah, I was just stating a fact. I'm loving it. All right.
Okay, so why don't we start the episode right now? As you all probably heard me click my mouse.
Yeah, you guys are now going to hear the mouse click due to the awesome quality of the new mic we have.
It's a snowball blue.
So I was pointing out in the beginning of this episode how, well, it's in the theme song, but look at when the accelerator explodes, 2 lightning bolts hit 2 separate areas.
Interesting. I didn't notice the
second
one.
Wait, never mind.
What?
Remember I think it was the first episode with the guy who controlled weather? Lightning hit the tower, giving him...
Oh, yeah, they weren't that far. Okay,
I was hoping it was a hint to Wally.
Yeah. Like we know Kelsey out there. She wants Wally.
It makes sense if they did that. He was just in a coma for like a really long time and became, Kid Flash or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they're going to do with him.
And judging by where that lightning hit, that is the exact location that person fell off of the tower.
Yeah, and it was up high too. I just remembered it right now.
By the way, this guy right here, for those of you who don't remember, he's the second incarnation of Firestorm.
For all of you hearing jingling, I just took off my watch. I just realized it was probably being picked up by the mic. Oh, Bruno Mars. Featuring Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's the song. Uptown Funk is Bruno Mars.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you like that song more, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I love that song. Now, for those of you out there... By the way, right now, Barry's just changing into all of his different outfits to see how he looks.
So they've completely abandoned the idea that Barry sets fire to his clothes when he moves fast?
Yeah, they've kind of stopped that.
I think it was just a reason to get Felicity half naked on the show. I mean, that's about it, because they've never done it again. But, Joe says if he changes one more time, he's going to shoot him. The real question is, can he shoot him?
Yeah, probably. I like how Barry just goes, steals a flower, and then leaves $5.
That's an expensive flower.
I know.
He could have picked a whole bouquet.
Maybe he bought a full bouquet, but it all just like disappeared while he was running, and the only thing he was left with was one flower.
Yeah, it's like honestly, Barry can just use super speed, go out to a field, pick like a whole like awesome bouquet, and come back, and it'd be good.
Now, is this picture news right here? Because it doesn't look like it.
Let's see here. Hey, earlier you were telling me that he was who's he dating right now?
Linda Park.
Linda Park. That was Wally's wife.
Yeah, I told you that last episode too.
Oh, you did? See, like, I always forget things like that, but it's like I'm wondering if they're going to bring Wally. I want him in the show.
Everyone wants Wally.
It's like really, he's awesome. Put him in the show. It'd be cool to have a sidekick.
Everyone loves Wally. Wally's awesome.
So right now they're debating who is the Spice champion of Central City.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Barry's superpowers do not help him at all in this competition.
I know, like he can't get drunk, but spices affect him.
Well, it's his metabolism, not his taste. And spices, just
True.
his tongue.
True.
Yeah, I bet you when he eats the pepper, remember later in this episode he eats that super hot pepper.
Oh,
and
the
she's
ghost
like, you
pepper.
could have died. And it's true, if you eat that pepper, there's possibility you could die. He probably metabolized it real quick.
Yeah.
But let's see what he's talking. Oh, he's like, you got to save a poor little old lady.
And he's like, please, it's always a little old lady.
It's like
little old lady. Okay, I couldn't tell
it is.
each time. He said that it wasn't a little old lady this time.
Yeah, one day it'll be a little old lady.
It will be.
It's always a little old lady.
And then he's gonna not save her, and then he's gonna feel bad.
It's horrible.
I know. He's such a bad person.
So
okay.
Let's see here now. Work's calling her.
Work's calling her, meaning his work's gonna call him. And Joe's saying that there's a jumper on 52nd and Wade. Now, for those of you who don't get that reference, first off, 52. You guys should all know that. Wade, on the other hand, Wade is one of the writers for The Flash. He is he's a longtime writer for The Flash, and I love how. What were you saying? How Eddie just probably took all the credit for saving that guy?
Yeah, only part Eddie's in the entire episode, and I bet you took 100% the credit for that saving that jumper. Like, he could just say, oh, the Flash saved it, or he could say, wait, I saved him. I mean, how's that jumper really going to explain what happened?
Yeah.
It's like, 1 minute
well, everyone knows the Flash exists, so...
Yeah.
He could say, well, I was on top of the building, and then I was at the bottom. The only logical explanation is the Flash.
I'm just still waiting for a giant gorilla to come up and just start wrecking havoc, but that didn't happen this episode.
No, not yet. That's going to be maybe season 2.
All right. What's his name? Quentin Quell?
Quentin Quell.
Quentin. I couldn't read it right. My bad.
Now, for that reasoning, how many people, how you common is the name Quentin? Because in Star City, we got a Quentin Lance, and in Central City, we got a Quentin Quayle.
I don't know.
How many people in the world are named Quentin?
What I don't get is, this whole scene, it's like Stein is trying to convince him that he's Stein the entire moment, and the second he does, he decides to go nuclear on. Well, not really nuclear, but he just bursts into flames and kills him.
Well, technically that is him going nuclear.
The last thing he told him was, help me. Yeah. And he sets him on fire.
He can't control his power. That's why. He can't stop it.
I mean, he has some manner of control of it. I mean, he ain't burning down buildings or nothing yet. Like, but look at here. Then he screamed. Oh,
I like that. It lets you know who screams.
Yeah, the subtitles say Quentin screams.
Upbeat rock music. Got it. I love that line. Crime fighting, lady slaying machine.
Here's the first shirt of Cisco. I can't read it.
Entropy.
I'm reading it wrong.
Entropy happens.
So we looked it up. It means randomness, basically.
Yeah.
Random events.
Random stuff happens.
That's the first shirt. The second shirt he wears, I think it's a picture of an engine. That's like all taken apart.
I don't remember what it was. Someone actually talked about what that shirt actually was, and I forgot to
I love
remember
his
what
shirts.
it said. Ooh, guest starring Victor Garber and Clancy Brown. Victor Garber is Professor Stein. And Robbie Amell shows up also there, but I don't know why he shows up last.
So basically they're telling Barry that he can't move fast with his lady friend because of his super speed. His heart rate will go up and he'll reveal his powers.
Yeah, and yeah.
Keep it PG.
Yeah.
Keep it PG. Or just G. To say, so
Justice League made a joke about it, and that was a cartoon show for
But
children.
it's like, if Barry's heart rate goes up, it's similar to him like running. So he'll vibrate or he'll do something at a super speed.
Yeah.
Which he ends up doing later in the episode. He just kind of like vibrates for a second. But he catches himself. So, the so-called Burning Man.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's see. We're all watching the episode right now.
Yeah,
too.
and my phone went off. Mean phone.
So this episode, we see a lot of Iris being jealous. I've noticed.
Yeah, because we don't see much of Eddie either. So maybe that's trying to hint that something's happening.
I mean, she digs Barry, but I think she doesn't really dig him until she can't have him.
Exactly. There's a famous line that was said in another show where it's like, you don't want to be with me, and you don't want me to be with anyone else. What's your problem? And that line was said by a famous Millhouse to Lisa Simpson.
Nice.
Right?
So right now, Cisco and Joe are checking out Barry's old house where his mom died. They're going to look for evidence to see if they can figure out.
Did you see Cisco's
Barry.
eyes?
Yeah. Right now, really kind of like just an older woman, but a still attractive woman opens the door, and both of them both Joe and Cisco kind of look at her like, "Whoa."
So this is who moved into Barry's house.
I think Joe's going to get with this lady at some point in the series.
And I also feel that we didn't get a name from her whatsoever. She might be a supervillain.
Yeah. I mean, if she's living in Barry's old house, she's definitely going to be a reoccurring character at some point.
Something might happen with her.
Like, if she's smiling at Joe and checking him out, like, she's totally into Joe.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm divorced. She makes a point to tell him that she's divorced.
Well, he asked her, do you live alone?
Yeah, and she goes,
and that's
oh,
why
yeah,
she said that.
I'm divorced. But she's smiling, you know, it's like, there's something there.
Yeah.
So, Caitlin's just reestablishing that Ronnie's not Ronnie anymore for, like, the 4th time.
Yeah, I think we figured this out by, like, last episode.
Yeah, last episode was the more defining moment of she's done with it. And then the next episode, she can't, you know, like, they do this to her.
Yeah.
Kind of see why she turns into a villain. Her life's an emotional roller coaster.
I don't want her to become a villain. I love Danielle Panabaker. Don't leave.
Well, she becomes a cool villain, though, because she's got so much backstory.
I get the joke.
Oh, yeah, a cool villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even
nice.
get that joke. And I said it.
I got it. So, Wells is talking to Caitlin about that Quayle used to be a former colleague of Professor Stein. And that Quentin's probably trying to look for his past, trying to figure it out more. And Barry looks at the monitor and realizes that he has met Professor Stein before.
Yeah, I didn't know this when I first watched the episode, but Phil was telling me that this is on Barry's trip back from Arrow.
I like how he's reading the Wells book.
Yeah, but what was this? This was a trip back from when he first appeared in Arrow.
Yeah, he went to Star City.
Before he had his
Starling
powers
City.
or anything, when he first met Felicity and stuff.
Yeah, and then he had to get back on the train and because his boss wasn't happy that he left. And we didn't have to see any Captain Singh this episode. We haven't for the last couple.
Who?
Captain Singh, his boss. We haven't seen a lot of him lately.
No, I'm trying to think about it.
After his boyfriend got arrested.
Yeah, we saw him that one time, like a while back. And then it was just like, they just showed Pied Piper from that point. Which he's not in this episode. The first episode, he's been 2 in a row. He's not in this one.
And so Stein is talking to Barry about how he's surprised that Barry, as young as he is reading a real book. Not some Hunger Games or anything.
Yeah.
And Stein makes a joke here saying that Barry looks too young to be a CSI person. But another reference to that, Barry says, I've been told I look too young all the time. Which, like, literally 2 days ago, Oliver Queen asked him if his parents knew he was in Starling City.
It's like, I didn't get what time period this was when they had this conversation. I just assumed it was before Barry got his powers, but it was cool when I came here and you cleared that up for me. I was like, oh,
yeah.
That really links it together with Arrow and everything again. I love that, like, link up they do between the two series. And then, of course, Stein has the Firestorm box. Phil, what is that called? The cube that's in there.
Firestorm Matrix.
The Firestorm Matrix. It looks like
Everyone's
Tesseract.
chanting, "Don't turn it on! Don't turn it on!"
Oh,
and then an
yeah.
explosion.
So Stein falls down a flight of stairs. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh, dude, too soon.
So he picks up the Firestorm Matrix right when Ronnie gets hit by the particle accelerator.
So Stein grabs it, looks up the stairs, and then you see for a split second Ronnie flying down in an orange ghost form.
See, I thought it was Danny Phantom. Nah, but it was like Ghost Ronnie going into him. Like, I still don't get it how Ronnie's body could be totally destroyed and enter Stein's body, yet the result is Ronnie's body in Stein's mind.
Yeah. Okay, so right here, Wells references the Conway Prize, and how Martin has 3 and Wells doesn't even have 1. Now, Conway, for those of you who don't know, is Gary Conway, who was the creator of Firestorm. Yeah, the Firestorm character in the comics. And for those of you also who enjoy Arrow, he was also the creator of Felicity Smoke.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. See, they throw these little things in here, and they're hard to catch.
Yeah. I try to look them all up to get all the information, so I'm able to let you guys all know all the information, so you don't miss a single reference in any episode.
See, I try to watch it and eat as much food as possible before the show's over.
See, you're welcome. We're both doing our part.
Both times I watch it. Like the first time and the second time when I watch it with you, and then the third. Not right now while we're doing the podcast. You guys wouldn't enjoy that.
Yeah, the first time I don't know what you ate. The second time you got to eat pizza.
I had top ramen.
Nice.
But like the dry top ramen where you break it up and like you eat it like raw. See, a lot of people don't like that. I like it.
I enjoy it too every once in a while.
It's crunchy. It could be salty. It's simple. It doesn't upset your stomach.
I gotta show you this case that I just got for top ramen. So what Barry doesn't use is top ramen because he doesn't need fast food. Now, so we're seeing a flashback. That was like the worst segue I've ever done in my entire life.
So right now, it's like Stein looks in the mirror and he sees he's got Ronnie's body. He's like, what happened to me? Where's my body? You know?
Why do I look so terrible?
You know, honestly, it's a win-win. I was saying this the whole episode earlier. Like,
we both were saying it.
Literally, Stein went from being an old guy to becoming a young, super smart guy with the ability of fire. Like that.
Everything about this is a win.
Yeah. The only bad part is he's got like a headache or something. You know. Like, yeah. He just got another guy inside his brain screaming at him. But he goes back home to his wife, and then his wife's like, "Oh man, young intruder, you know, you're not my husband."
I love that. Losing my keys and losing my mind.
And he's like, "Where's my body?" It's like, dude, it's like you don't need your old body. You're good.
Yeah,
you're set.
Stop hating what you look like. You look like the cousin of Stephen Amell, and Stephen Amell's not a terrible person.
So he runs out of the house in a panic, and his first decision as what was it? What prize was that again? He won 3 of them.
Conway.
So a 3-time winner Conway Prize scientist goes to the conclusion that I'm young, I have superpowers, and I'm intelligent. I should be homeless. That is the best solution, and be crazy. No one catch that. Like, so he's homeless from this point on until he reveals himself.
The thing is you were jealous of his home, though.
Yeah, he has a pretty sweet home. I mean, it's right on an underpass. It probably doesn't get a draft, and he's got a nice leather jacket.
Yeah,
something a homeless person could not afford whatsoever.
You got a nice leather jacket for your motorcycle now.
Yeah, but that was like $150. Like, he just happened to come across a leather jacket after an explosion.
I need to look up if this girl is in the comics. I need to see if Sherry's in there whatsoever.
She is so flirting with Joe. She offers him a drink. What she call it? My strawberry daiquiris are sinful. Like, and she kind of like dresses down, so she's like, she wants him.
I will not judge you.
Cisco knows he doesn't have a chance, but it's like I think that's going to be Joe's like love interest from this point.
Hopefully, like Joe needs something.
It's like Joe earned something, man.
Yeah.
He works so hard.
He works so hard in this show. He's constantly working.
Yeah, so right now Cisco's just pointing out, a lot of times passed, everything's different except the mirror that's conveniently bought.
Yeah.
So he's looking at the mirror and he realizes that it has silver nitrate, which is used in old photographs.
Yeah. And so that's what Cisco's figuring out now, is that this is what they used to use for old photographs, so that they could capture images to, like, those old photos that you see where someone gets behind a little curtain thing, I think it is.
So the science behind it is the silver nitrate normally wouldn't catch it wouldn't catch it as a photograph on the mirror, but because that 2 speedsters were running and lightning was flashing, they later reveal it's 10 times, that those 10 flashes made 10 different photographs.
Yeah. So does that mean they did 10 circles around each other?
Probably.
Or, like, what created each of those lightning?
Probably every loop, because, as they run, lightning appears. So every time a lightning bolt appeared, it created a flash, which superimposed their image on the nitrate.
Yeah.
So, maybe 10 circles or just 10 flashes. It depends what happened.
10 flashes.
There
were only 2 flashes there.
Well, maybe each of them ran around 5 times, and each one was just a flash.
So right here, we're coming up on another reference is Mal Duncan. For those of you who don't know who that is, I believe his name was he was in the comics as Vox or Guardian. He and mostly known for his role in Young Justice. He was the Guardian in Young Justice.
I miss Young Justice.
I
can't believe that show did not last. It just completely surprised me.
They need to come up with a season 3. There needs to be something to finish that show.
Yeah, I don't know how it went downhill. It didn't even go downhill.
It never went downhill. They just said, "Okay, we're done."
Yeah, well, right now we just get a Wells and Caitlin moment where they're just chilling, talking about in the car, eating food.
This episode we get a lot of buddy cop things that we normally don't get, like the pairings that we usually get.
Yeah, Caitlin and Wells, Cisco and Joe.
Like we've never seen those in the episodes before.
Yeah, and then it's semi-new, but Barry and his girlfriend, I guess. I mean,
yeah,
they're newly established.
Everyone gets a partner this episode. Don't lose your partner.
We see some, and then normally we see what was it? Iris and how am I forgetting names today? Her man, Eddie. Yeah, Iris and Eddie are normally together. In this episode, they never at one point together, and Iris is jealous.
That's probably meaning something. I like this. Wells already just figures Caitlin has Barry on speed dial.
Yeah, so Barry is getting close with his new friend.
Oh, do you see he's shaking?
Yeah, Barry vibrates because his heart rate goes up, and that's when you could tell he gets really scared and nervous after this. Cisco, you had to be right. Like, really?
Now all he's singing is baseball, nuns, and
cold showers.
Yeah.
Okay. So he does get kind of saved by the bell, which in this case is his phone.
Yeah. Well, it kind of kills him and saves him at the same time because of what happens later.
Denying every tear. Is that the name of the song that plays on his
phone
chimes?
No, the song that's playing right now is Sam Smith's "Stay With Me."
So
I like this. Caitlin just texted Firestorm.
It's like, that is so obvious. He's got to leave.
She doesn't even say where they are.
Yeah, so...
Did you notice that? Like, they don't even know... He doesn't even know where to go.
Firestorm. All right, I know where to go.
Oh, yeah, he
they
does.
Talked about it earlier.
They were going to stake out... That they were going to do a stakeout at Stein's house.
Except Barry fully expected not to be at his house with her. Like, they were going on.
Does he have a tattoo, or is that just a shadow?
Nah, he don't got a tattoo. They showed him a bunch of times.
Tattoo?
They've showed him shirtless a bunch of times. It's like a theme in the superhero community, I guess.
Yeah. And as we all know, Lightning gave him abs.
Yeah, it gives everyone abs, or stutter.
I feel bad for.
Here's the great moment right here. So if you just could not
flame on. Yes, they made the joke.
Good cut to him too. Like,
I don't even know how they're getting away with it and not being sued by Fox.
I mean, maybe it's just not copyrighted. I mean, it could just be
in this sense. It kind of should be.
Yeah, I could totally see them getting sued, but they could probably have the money to pay the copyright infringement.
Yeah, they got a second season coming their way.
The biggest difference between the people who produce The Flash and us is they have money.
Yeah.
See,
the most money we spent recently was it either the mic or the all? No,
it was
the
all
most
the
money.
Convention.
Yeah, it was a convention.
Yeah, definitely. You guys, we invested a lot on that.
I like how Firestorm drops him in the air, catches him before he hits the ground, and throws him into the Star Labs van.
Yeah, it's like, I was reading this earlier, but all villains of the Flash have like a moral code, and they really don't kill unnecessarily. They don't hurt children, and they don't kill police officers. But that's established by Captain Cold later when he gathers up the rogues. Yeah,
what I like is how Red Hood, he does that too in the Under the Red Hood movie. He's like, when he tells all the drug dealers, you're gonna work for me now. The only rule is don't sell to children.
Yeah,
like Red Hood, he's a good person. I love Red Hood. I think he's the best character.
Yeah, but it's like that. It's kind of defining for the Flash. His villains have a moral code, but as in the Arrow villains don't.
Yeah,
it really sets them far apart from each other, and really further explains the crossover when how tough Oliver was on his villains compared to the Flash, who's not as tough.
Yeah. Now, right here, Cisco has built this contraption that could create the hologram for Tupac, but instead,
Where did Tupac go? Speedforce.
That's where he's been this whole time.
So he's got about 10, from what I gather, 10 images.
Yes.
Of the Flash and Professor Zoom slash Wells
just that
slash
quick frame. I got to
Flash.
see that Zoom or Reverse Flash, whichever you want to call him right now. His eyes are just completely red.
Well, Barry's go yellow.
Yeah.
So it's like they're just opposites. But
yeah, complete opposites.
What Joe comes to the conclusion of is that one had injured the other, and their blood splatters on the wall.
And how did he injure him?
I do not know.
Was it because he wrestled him with the knife?
I feel that this is going to be thoroughly answered when Barry travels through time. Preferably on that treadmill.
Yeah. It's going to be in 2 episodes.
Like, right now, they're just kind of, like, paving the road to it so that when it does happen, you go, oh, that's how that happened. And, oh, that's how it got there. And that's
Next
how
episode, I believe they talk about the possibility of time travel. And then the episode after that, we get a Groundhog Day type episode, is what they said.
A Groundhog... Oh, where
the
same day's looping over and over.
Yeah.
That's cool. Who is it going to happen to? Barry?
Barry.
That's good. That's good. It would be pretty bad if it was just some rant.
Cisco.
Cisco would be the only good thing, actually. I'd be fine with Cisco. Like, when he's tripping and trying to explain to everybody.
He's like, no, you can't do this or else you're going to die.
No, they couldn't do it to Cisco because he could probably solve the problem in, like, within 2 days of it happening. Like, you're like, oh, I got a heck of time. I can figure this out. So, Barry tries to make it up to his lady friend because he blew her off to go fight Firestorm.
And she uses a whole, like, analogy that it was that she was reporting on a hockey team that was doing all this, and he realizes, oh, no, it's about me, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically, Barry screwed up pretty bad.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't run out on a lady.
Like that. No, that's not right.
But it's like, he gets her, like, he does do the big stunt with the ghost pepper, so it's
that happens later.
Even she doesn't even really seem that mad.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's like, they so have seen the episode by now.
Please watch the episode before you listen to us.
Like, I feel like there's no more filter on spoiler alerts in the episode. Like, if we were talking about tomorrow, like next week's episode, somehow we knew about it.
I know stuff that happens next week.
But you know the stuff that everyone could look up.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we somehow had insider knowledge of the next week's episode, then yes.
Oh, I have Grant Gustin on speed dial.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm lying. I have Carlos Valdez. Even better.
I have worse, Carlos Mencia.
How outdated is your number?
He's a cool guy.
I like how you said was.
He was a cool
guy.
He was. Yeah, he was.
And then, you know.
Extremely racist. All right.
So now we have Iris trying to talk Linda out of dating Barry.
It's like she inadvertently does it.
Yes.
Like subconsciously she doesn't want Barry with anybody.
No, like she doesn't want Barry happy unless he's with her.
I
And
dislike
she knows,
Iris.
Huh?
Like I just dislike Iris now.
I don't like her to say. Who was it that I hated in Smallville? Lana Lang. That's who it was. But I don't hate Iris that much. Lana Lang, I hated.
She plays games. She's never honest with anybody.
No.
And then she totally she's into Barry but not into Barry. So she's gonna make sure that Barry can't get with anyone else. And then it's like, come on, make up your mind.
Okay, so now we have
there's a sweet apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that underpass. He's just like right there.
The thing is, it's not even an underpass. That's just a walkway.
Yeah, that's weird. Well,
it isn't actually for a freeway.
Man, he looks pretty good for a homeless guy.
I think that's actually a better place than an underpass, because an underpass, you have so much traffic constantly.
Who's his wife's name? Clarissa. So I wonder what kind of hoops they had to jump through to explain this to her so she would talk to him.
Yeah.
And not have like this crazy reaction to it. Like,
in the comics, Clarissa is actually Stein's ex-wife.
Oh. But in this right now, she currently was with him, and this all happened. They're still not like technically divorced, but he's dead, I guess. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, he's kind of like Oliver Queen when he came back. He was dead technically.
See, like right now, he has control of his power. He ain't going to ignite and kill his wife, but he killed his friend earlier without even hesitation.
Yeah,
he didn't mean to.
Yeah, but he was freaking out about his power. Right now, he's not freaking out as much.
See, another moment. Genius scientist, actually 2 genius scientists in that brain. Doesn't think about getting mood stabilizers.
Ronnie's not as brilliant as Stein.
But I mean, he's not stupid either. I mean,
no.
He's to the point where at least Stein with full control, he could have at least established he's losing his mind slowly and maybe win a course in which he wouldn't be homeless, looking all shaggy, just setting things on fire.
Yeah.
But I mean, he gets real cleaned up right now when they take him into Star Labs. They gave him, what was it, antidepressants, mood stabilizers, and
they just made a cocktail, is what he called it.
Yeah, fruit cocktail.
I love how, like, the best drinking game, if everyone wants to do this, is drink every time Wells says theoretically.
Theoretically.
He says it so many times in every episode.
So let's see. I want to see what they gave him here to make him good. He's like, oh, it's remarkable. He's like, I feel clear-headed. He feels as clear as he did when the accident happened. But he says a cocktail of antipsychotics, depressants, and mood stabilizers.
That sounds like, oh my god, what is it?
I mean, he's
junkie's like dream, like drink.
Yeah. Well, he's surprisingly right now. He's really well-rounded. Like he's just fine. He could talk. He's
super
not crazy.
calm.
He's not setting things on fire.
His attitude, you could tell, is like
He's
Stein's
Stein.
though.
He's just Stein right now.
Yeah, Robbie's doing such great acting,
but
this entire episode.
But right now, Ronnie has slipped out. Like he called Caitlin Kate, which is the nickname that Ronnie had for her, not Stein. Yeah. Stein has never even met Caitlin until this day.
Yeah.
So there are moments where Ronnie slips out, but Stein is still like it's like 95% Stein.
Yeah. Well, the thing is Ronnie didn't call her that. Ronnie didn't say it out of his own mouth. Ronnie's probably in the back saying like, "I love you, Kate. I love you, Kate. I love you, Kate," and then just Stein says Kate on accident.
Well, it's like old habits are hard to. Like,
old habits die
hard.
Thank you.
That's it. So it's like I imagine some aspects of Ronnie are just inevitable. They're going to come out in him.
Yeah, it's his body still.
Yeah, and it's still his mind's in there. It's just not driving. It's the passenger.
Yeah, which gotta be so weird.
I mean, and passengers do have influence over the driver, especially sometimes they grab the wheel.
What was that, episode 1 of Flash?
I love this. Barry calls Iris out. Like, he doesn't even wait or like come about. He comes about it pretty nicely, but he straight calls her out. Like, you know, like,
he just gets angry at her.
I would be upset with her too. Like, she straight.
And he's like, away. I don't like you. I don't feel that way for you anymore.
Basically, you had your chance. You denied it. We're through. It's not like that no more. We're friends. We've established this earlier. They had a whole issue.
You left. It. I was heartbroken. I had to get over it. You didn't have to feel anything.
Was it 3 episodes ago? Like about roughly 3 episodes ago?
Okay, we had... What was the most recent episode?
Yeah, but they basically had this whole thing where they weren't talking to each other, so they had to establish that they were friends, and they're over that. And then now it's like Iris is
4 episodes ago.
About 4 episodes? Yes, 4 episodes ago?
Yeah, it was the Christmas break episode.
Alright, so they get 2 blood samples. One AB negative, and what was the other one?
Some weird...
Yeah, I missed it. But essentially, one is Barry's, but the other is unidentified. They have no idea who it is, and it isn't Wells, I guess.
Well, it could be. Remember, Wells is from the future. We know Wells is from the future. There's no denying it. So, with that being...
Well, this might also... Wait, no. Never mind.
Wells could have something weird in his bloodstream.
Yeah.
We know he has something going on with him.
Well, right... Oh, wait. Duh. Of course he wouldn't be in the database. If he's from the future, how would he be in a present-day database?
Exactly. Unidentified.
And he didn't directly... I mean, they would basically have to draw blood from Wells to test him.
Yeah. I mean, Wells has been bleeding a couple times in the show. Like, but especially when he fought himself and started bleeding a lot.
Yeah, so, I mean... I could totally see Wells to outsmart... Like
himself,
you know, just outsmart the police department. You know, just submit blood sample that it really isn't his.
True.
Just to prove that's him, because he would need no medical care. He need nothing like that.
Well, there was an episode of Arrow where the police got a hold of Arrow's blood cells, and Roy had to sneak into the police precinct and steal the blood. Yeah, so they wouldn't find out that it was Oliver.
Yeah, and there's that. Yeah, but it's like right now, it's like it makes sense if Will's from the future that his blood sample just would not be easily detectable.
True. And I like how Cisco there says, I'm done being a cop for today.
Yeah. And it's like, Joe looks really disappointed. Like, I think he really likes Cisco.
He does like Cisco. They always get along every time they're in a scene together.
It's kind of like The Flash and Batman. It's like, they don't really, like, go open-handedly give each other hugs, but Batman generally likes The Flash of all the Justice League members.
Dude, you have to read, it's this online comic, Batman and Sons. I gotta show it to you. It's so funny.
So Caitlin right now Caitlin's talking to Stein saying, hey, you know, can I talk to Ronnie? And he's like, well, it doesn't really work that way, but he can hear Ronnie in his head, just not super clear, kind of like I don't know How would you describe that, Phil? Like kind of like a background thought?
Sort of like an ambient noise, sort of, in the background. Like, say you're trying to fall asleep at night and you have, like, music that you play or whatever.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. You don't really hear it as much, but it's there.
Yeah, he says they feel him and you can hear him, like, to a point.
Yeah.
So,
I just imagine in his head, Ronnie's just singing "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night," just annoying Stein all the time.
I would try it.
Have a different song each day. In the jungle.
They don't need to hear you sing, Phil.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone.
So
I
right
apologize.
now, they're just explaining. They're saying that Ronnie is fighting off Stein like you'd fight off an infection of a disease.
Yeah, he's a virus.
But unfortunately, it's causing a chain reaction, which is creating to become unstable, which means he's a nuclear bomb about to go off.
Yeah. He could go kapoo.
Yeah, see, I could be Wells. I could have played Wells.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you got the glasses and everything.
I got the glasses, and I could probably run faster than he can.
Oh, dude, too soon.
Nah. But I like this, how Cisco walks in, and he's just really unaware of what's happening. He's like, Ronnie! Wait.
Not Ronnie.
Professor Stein. And they shake his hand. He's shirtless. It's like, it's not awkward. It's like, that's not freaky. So, apparently, that room that they're all talking in when they're saying we should kill him, that he's going to blow up, it is not soundproof at all, and Stein can hear every word they're saying.
Yeah.
And he reacts remarkably calm to the whole thing.
Yeah, he takes it as like, okay, I know what to do. I'll help everyone. I'll save the world.
But he has his own theories about it because he said that in transmutation that this was what was happening during... So he's not during the experiment, so he's not really surprised.
Yeah, he knew that this sort of stuff would happen.
It's not like this is like a shock. Like, he's like, oh, I thought this might happen. They just confirmed it.
Yeah.
It kind of threw me off how Barry's talking to him, and as Barry, but he did not reveal he's the Flash in any way. But thinking that he'd see the costume,
yeah,
in the glass case,
I think it's like stated that Ronnie does know Barry is Barry.
Maybe they haven't fully confirmed that yet, though. It isn't confirmed.
They have the exact same voice, and they talk a lot. He talks a lot to Flash, and he talks a lot to Barry.
I didn't think about that. Stein did go in there with them into like Star Labs. Who's to say he didn't see the costume in the case?
That's the thing, is I think Stein knows that Barry is the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that they're trying to hide it. Ronnie slash Stein is part of their team.
Yeah,
like,
it seems like
they're Team Flash, not Team Arrow. Now, by the way,
Barry's not as like cautious.
We just talked over this very interesting point. Is Wells is saying, okay, we're gonna kill him and we'll save millions of lives, and Cisco is in his mind like, huh. Right. Maybe Joe was right. Maybe Wells is a murderer.
Right here, he tells Cisco, stay here, Cisco, when he's going down the hall to the walking room.
And Cisco's saying, are you really considering killing him?
I think this is when Cisco was deciding to run his test. Like,
he's
like,
like,
I'm gonna run the
okay,
blood samples.
I'm going to run it now.
I have a suspicion now. I mean, I'm confused on why later Wells... Well, we'll talk about it later, but right now Barry and Stein are having kind of a heart-to-heart. I like it.
Yeah, and they're really buddies, and I love this. Ronnie or Stein is saying, "It's so hard to do this.
Perhaps I'm a light beer man."
Yeah,
and then he's like,
he used to like wine, and
he used to like a super light, fancy, like hard to find wine.
Yeah.
But now he's a light beer guy.
Yeah.
But he's like, you could be worse things. He's like a nuclear bomb. He's like, so you know.
So you planning on killing yourself, or do we have to do it?
Yeah, it's like, how are we going to handle this? But
yeah, he knows right here. This isn't even a question. Like, it's automatically Barry, that he has to know Barry is the Flash.
So in their last conversation on the bus, Barry was saying that he was going to meet his not-so-girlfriend. So now they're kind of like having a girlfriend talk. And Stein referenced Einstein saying that he was not just brilliant, but he was very funny too. And he says a quote, I'm going to wait for it to pop up. Any man who drives safely while kissing a pretty girl is not giving the pretty girl the attention she deserves. So that's funny, but it's true. But then again, if he was not giving any attention to the road, he'd kill the girl he's kissing by driving off the road. Yeah, exactly. So there's some like leeway there. Oh, that'd be horrible.
Right.
I was kissing my girl and I felt like I was just giving too much attention to safety while driving my car.
The police says, okay, that's a viable response.
No, you don't understand. Einstein said it.
And he was a genius. So Barry
eats the hottest
Barry's
pepper
crazy.
ever. So he's like, it measures at 401.5 times hotter than Tabasco sauce.
Oh my gosh. I can't handle spice. I can't even handle the like food at Panda Express with the little spicy symbol. I can't even handle that. So seeing this is just
he's like the hottest pepper you can get, and literally like immediately his face shows like panic, like no, fine.
He's like, I'm gonna die.
It's like, but you know what? He
got the date.
Yeah, he won
got
his
it.
girl back. He messed up, and all he had to do was eat a pepper to make it right.
Yeah, and for those of you, I think I brought it up earlier. Everyone, check out Lord Mesa artwork. It's phenomenal, and every week he draws at least 2 images for both Flash and Arrow and posts it within 24 hours.
Oh, so Iris sees this, and she looks super jelly. Like,
Yeah.
she is not cool with Barry being with somebody.
Yeah, she's so not happy. Oh, I love this.
So I don't understand this. Wells gets a gun, and he's like, it's crude, whatever, but the gun is never brought back in the episode again. I thought maybe it was the gun Ronnie was going to use to, like, off himself, but it was a different gun. That gun was black. This one's silver.
Yeah.
So, but this is what...
Now, real quick. Okay, so Wells is holding the gun and says it's a crude weapon, and then he places his hand on the back of his neck. Now, I'm going to go here for a second on the tangent of that Wells is Barry from the future. Last episode, Barry was shot in the back of the neck by a bullet, which, if you don't know, those come out of guns, which is what Wells is saying is a crude weapon. Now, Wells holds his hand on the back of his neck. Wells just teleports into this room real quick. I just wanted to say that. He was in another part of the building.
You know what I'm thinking, though? He's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Well, if he was shot right there, he would be paralyzed. So
Where?
maybe he's making a reference to his own history and he's not Barry for the future.
He also has that flash ring, though. That's pointing something out. It's pointing something out that he might be Barry by saying, I was hit here, weapon, bullet, and the flash ring.
Well, if I was paralyzed and I couldn't walk, and it was due to the fact that someone had shot me, I would idolize Barry Allen. I would idolize the Flash. He can move super fast. But, yeah, I mean, it's hinted, in the beginning of the series, he was...
Paralyzed
he
by the
paralyzed
particle accelerator.
By the particle accelerator.
But we don't know if that's true
I
or
didn't think
not.
about that. Yeah, I didn't think about that once at all. Yeah, it could be that. I mean, Wells is still up in the
So
air
they
for
create a what is this? Splicer.
Yeah, splicer.
They create the splicer. Caitlin grabs it out of Wells' hand and says, "Okay, I'll talk Barry through how to use it. Let's go."
So the idea of the splicer is to give Ronnie the energy that he received the day the particle accelerator exploded to separate him from Stein.
Yeah.
Basically, make that ghost Stein that he's gonna see, so that way he's not Nuclear Man no more.
Okay, flashpoint right here. Cisco's computer starts beeping, and it turns out it's the blood being identified. And Joe thinks it's Wells, but Cisco says, no, it's not Wells. One was unidentified, and the other is Barry's. Which brings the fact, did Barry save Barry that night? Did we discuss that already? We already said that Barry saved Barry.
But right there, he's like, it had a large amount of P16, which is something that you get when you're older in your blood, which indicates that this was blood from Barry as an adult.
Now, with Joe's phone right there, it looks like that he has it on a screen where it's not actually on right now.
I can't wait till time travel happens. Like,
I'm 2
so
more
looking forward
episodes.
to that episode.
Yeah, so
look at the gun he's holding right now is just like,
it looks like just a straight block.
Yeah, like a flat black gun. Like that's what it is. It's not shiny or nothing. So it isn't the gun. I thought maybe Wells coaxed him like he did a lot of people. Like,
yeah.
Go kill yourself because I can't solve this problem. But right now he has a moment with Caitlin. See, I'm wondering, right... I was joking about this earlier. I was thinking, like, he kisses Caitlin, and I'm wondering if he just wanted a kiss before he thought he was going to blow up. So he just went, oh, yeah, that was Ronnie.
And Ronnie in the back of his head's like, dude, seriously?
I mean, if I was convinced that I was about to die, and a super pretty girl who's...
Danielle Panabaker.
Yeah, is right in front of me, and I have, like, just this golden line where I could literally just, like, get a kiss right before I die, I would try it.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, Ronnie, if you're still in there, I love you. Stein, like, there's a
and
moment where Stein thinks.
Stein's like, I got an idea.
I was like, I'm gonna kiss this girl, and that won't blow up. But look at, Caitlin doesn't even ask permission. She just puts the splicer on him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, that was from him. And then she's like, I look forward to meeting you in person, Professor. And, like, just puts it on him, and he's just like, whatever.
and it just wraps around his body, which in a convenient looks exactly like the Firestorm emblem.
So he flame on, drops the gun.
I always thought the first time I saw that, I thought it was the splicer falling down. I'm like, oh man, that failed.
It makes sense. I mean, he does go nuclear, like.
Yeah. Well,
right now he's in flames, but then he screams, and then Barry fights Caitlin to pick her up so she won't die.
And she's crying while watching.
Yeah. I guess Barry can outrun a nuclear bomb.
It's the second time he has.
I mean...
Well, the first time the nuclear bomb was dropped underwater.
Yeah. So, right here we get the General.
General Eiling.
Well, he's selling insurance.
Really?
No, so
you're better than that joke, man.
Yeah, so he's like, bring me Firestorm. And that's how they end the episode.
Which is a very, great episode, but was not a high note to end on. Like, usually we get Wells in the walking room telling us something we didn't know before. And this, we just get a little second of General Eiling saying, I want Firestorm, bring him to me. He's a living bomb. Which, General Eiling only gets brought up with the living bomb people.
I know, for real. He just likes explosions.
Yeah, he's a general. He just wants to grab people and drop them into war zones.
Yeah, so, well, that was this week's episode of The Flash. I mean, I'm super looking forward to the one where he goes back in time, or I'm wondering if it's going to be the episode where he's trying to stop, I always want to call him Professor Zoom, but it's not. It's Reverse Flash right now.
No, the first one that happens, spoiler alert for those of you who don't want to know what's coming up.
Close your ears, take out your headphones, throw your iPod through the window.
And sing La 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 a couple times.
Yeah.
Now, the episode that they're going to do is, I believe, remember how in the first episode, Clyde Martin with the Weather Wizard? Mm-hmm. Now, remember how he died and his brother, or how his brother died as the pilot and he lived? Well, this is saying that he goes back in time and Clyde Martin dies and his brother lives.
And he gets the abilities.
Yes, he gets the abilities.
So,
and I doubt they're going to kill him this time.
Yeah. It'd be cool if he lives.
Yeah.
I want him to live.
I like Weather Wizard. Weather Wizard's pretty cool in the comics.
I mean, that's a cool power. He's basically like, the X-Men, X-Men Storm.
Yeah, a lot like that, except he can't fly.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe pretty much anyone can learn to fly.
Well, actually, Weather Wizard can. Weather Wizard can fly when he has his cape and
I want
everything.
him to get back to, was it Mist?
Oh, yeah. We're never going to see that guy again, no, I doubt.
But it's like, it's like, he's there. I sound dumb. It's a he, right?
Yes.
Something about it just totally screams it's a she.
Misty from Pokemon is
That's
probably
why.
what you're thinking.
That's why, yeah. But, it's like, he's just in the container. They never bring him up. They never talk to him. They probably never feed him.
Yeah, we've seen him once since.
It's like he survives on Mist.
Yeah.
It's like, we just have the things they put in the grocery mart that spray water, like, shh. Like, I have no idea. Like, they don't feed these people. They don't let them use the bathroom. They can't let them out. Like, they let them out, they're just going to escape. Like,
I think I loved your idea, though, how they give them a bucket with food and say, here's your food and your toilet for today. And then when they pass out,
or something,
they just take it back and refill it.
I wonder if they just, like, gas them to sleep. And then,
well, how could they gas Mist?
Yeah, I don't understand how Mist works. Like, how they do that. Like, I could totally get, like, they could be like,
Peekaboo, that's easy to do that.
They can't even tell them, like, here's some sleeping pills. Like, you have to take
How many people are in there right now? Is it just Peekaboo and Mist?
Yeah, Peekaboo, Mist, Pied Piper escaped.
Pied Piper escaped. Girder was let out and he was killed.
Yeah, it's just those two.
Really?
Yeah.
How many are... No, can't be.
No, Cold and Heatwave.
They were getting sent off to Iron Heights.
Yeah, Pied Piper. Yeah, I would say again. Pied Piper escaped. One guy died. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Either you're killed.
Blackout.
Blackout's
in there.
Oh yeah, Blackout's in there.
Yeah. Okay. So
is he?
Yes, he is. Because Wells stole his blood, saying, "Let's see if I can get the." Huh?
But he's dead. But he's in.
He's not flat. He's not dead. Dead.
He looks pretty dead.
He should be dead.
He's
if
in a
he
body
was
bag.
dead, they would send him off to like a morgue. But
I wonder if they could. I mean, like with abilities that he has, he would be scooped up by the government so quick. It's probably to their best interest not to release him to the public. But yeah, I think he's dead.
For any of those who know if any others are in there, let us know on Facebook.
Yeah. But it seems like the prison has more fatalities than actual like prisoners.
Yeah. I don't think we talked about this yet. This episode, we did talk about Little last episode, but this one's a little bit bigger since it's coming up. we're gonna be on Good Day Sacramento. We're gonna be on an actual news network because
very early.
Yes, early in the morning, but it will be online later in the day, and we will post a link to the Facebook page so everyone can find it.
Like I'll make an attempt to download it if it's possible and post it on Facebook because that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
but I mean, if I can't like clearly like do the download thing, sometimes Good Day's weird, you know, like they have their own website.
Yeah. So we were at the convention, and I don't know how far along it goes back, but I was contacted by the main anchor who runs the weekend show for Good Day Sacramento.
I have a bone to pick with her.
It's a man.
No, but the girl who interviewed us, we were in the newspaper, if you haven't noticed, and they called me your, like, partner. Like, they dressed you by name, but they call me the partner.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's not, like, anyone's fault,
but they want to do another story on us. They want to do a full, detailed story.
I'm going to make a very clear, like, thing about that.
Your name has to be there.
Like, it's like, do not just call me the co-host or partner. Please address me by name if you're addressing Phil by name. Like,
yeah. And I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
She interviewed you longer than she interviewed me.
She interviewed me first. You were not even there for a while. Like, and then it's like I did point out, I was like, you know, you're the leader. Like, you're like team leader of this because you started it. And then, but I think she took that and she went, oh, so he's the partner and there's real partner.
No, but we're gonna be on Good Day Sacramento. We're gonna be talking. For some reason, they want us on the news to talk about a podcast, which is kind of interesting because all we do is an audio blog. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's how boring Lodi is to the point where like it's like in Sacramento, I guess.
But the main weekend anchor loves The Flash. He loves the TV show Flash. Found out that we do a podcast, and he was like, "I'm hooked. You guys are coming on the show." He emailed me and said, "I want you on the show. Please come up on the weekend." And so we get to be on TV talking about our podcast, which is a very awesome thing.
It's a human interest story.
Yeah.
I guess we're interesting.
I guess.
And we're humans, hopefully.
I guess.
For the most part.
Yeah. And I think we tell a story. Do we tell a story?
We're going to tell some sort of story about a human interest.
Is it time?
Yeah, I don't have anything else to tell you. Just, like, seriously, the Good Day Sacramento thing, you can finally see how we look if you don't live anywhere near us. Or we have some UK listeners, a lot of American listeners.
And a couple in Australia. Yeah, what do they say down there? What's the... Dude, you haven't even said your catchphrase this episode.
Oh, yeah. I really did not say it today.
Oh, my gosh. Is he okay? Are you okay?
Oh, so what's Han and Mel?
We don't want to leave you out.
Sorry that on your birthday I did not post or share anything with you, but at that comic book convention, I got what we call comic crud, which is getting sick at a comic book convention. So I was horribly sick, and I did not feel good, and I forgot to post. So happy birthday, late Mel, but what's Hannon?
Yeah. So we just don't. I don't want Mel to feel bad if you almost missed your catchphrase.
Almost missed it. I forgot right now. So all right. So I started today. So do I?
Yeah, you start.
I started. All right.
Yeah.
So to join the discussion with everyone, go to facebook.com/groups/Speedforce podcast.
You can... Dude, can I see your glasses just for a second? I really can't.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, do that.
So you can also follow us on Twitter at SpeedForcePod. For us here at Speedforce, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Phil. Ride the lightning,
Gone
Speedsters.
into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it. I'll be gone before you see me. Do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around.